Okay, so in Unreal, I've set up this little sort of a demo to show the problem. It's basically just merge floor, merge ceiling, wall 1 and wall 2. Nothing special. And the lighting is built on production because that's the highest quality. And let's see. So one wall built okay. It's made out of a few modular pieces. But the second wall has these seams. This ugly seams across the middle. And the key to mastering Lightmaps is basically the key is to understand the problem. So let's go over it. So we know we have these seams in the middle. And if we go into optimization view modes, lightmap density, this will show you your light maps. And what we want to look for is, you see these breaks in the grid. That's a possible seam. This one, however, is aligned perfectly because this one has all the modular pieces that are basically the same. But this one has a door, has a window here, has a window here, so it differs in the light map, so to speak. So how do we fix this problem? What we want to get from this thing to this thing, so the grid is aligned perfectly. So the key to making light maps is basically knowing where to set the seams. So we need the seams to go across this line here, and then across this line, and this line. So all this surface is just one grid. Same for the other side, because you see there's some lighting artifacts here and here, and it's just plain ugly. So let's analyze this, and let's do this in Blender. This wall, I'm just gonna browse to it, and I'm going to export it. I'm going to place it on my desktop. Okay, and let's go to Blender. Okay, so let's just import our wall. And by default, it comes with the UCX, that's the collision. This is the collision of the wall. And this is our mesh, our main mesh. So let's just, let me just get the screencast keys on. There we go, so you see what I'm doing. Let's zoom in on the mesh, go into edit mode, and first things first, let's set the twist to quads so it's much easier to work with. Okay, so we need to set our seams, but we first need to merge the mesh, and these little lines, these dots that are not in the right spots, we need to move them first. So I'm gonna select this guy, double G, oh wait, I'm gonna turn on snapping and vertex, then select this guy, double G, and just drag him to the corners. Or an alternative could be like making loops here, here, and that should sort of fix that problem. And let's see, we should connect this one here, this one here, and this one let's just drag it up here. the shading is changing, but we'll fix that later on, so don't worry about that. Okay, I think that's about it. We could reduce this again, but that's another topic. I missed this guy. This one went on the wrong side. Yeah, should go here. Okay, now it looks pretty good. Just gonna select everything, clean up, merge by distance, and I'm going to increase this distance. 12, okay. Okay, looks good. Now, another thing I want to do is sort of mention is when you go inside the wall, you see these faces that are inside. They will never get rendered, and they are just taking our UV space for no reason. So I'm just going to quickly delete all those inside words. Gonna wireframe inside faces that will never be seen and have no reason to be here. So just delete them, and let me get back into solid mode. I want to check it out. Okay, so now inside looks okay. These are the windows, the doors. Okay. Now for the sake of it, let's just merge it one more time. And for the shading issue, let's just Alt and N and just average face areas. And this will get it back to its original shading state. Okay, now we need to set those seams that we talked about. We want this whole face to be one face. So what we do is select these edges all around. And the door has this tricky one. This and this. Because it's beveled in one way, so and mark seams. And this will show us that this side is now done. I'm also going to click the door, and it's probably selected the one downstairs. No? Okay, looks good. Okay, so mark those seams here, and this edge, basically the outside edges. Seam, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, I tend to delete like all these, since I'm already in Blender, I tend to delete all these faces that I will never see. So like the bottom here, that's probably never going to be seen in game or rendered, and it's just taking up space and for no reason. I mean, it's so that's just my personal preference. I mean, Unreal can handle anything really, but I just like to do it. Gives me peace of mind. Now it selected these two edges that we don't need, and these one. Okay, so now it's all around the door. Mark seam. Okay, so now we need to add the windows too. Mark seam on the windows. And since this is a full circle, we need to add one in here where to split it. Okay, looks good. Do the same thing on this one. And the other side. And one here. Okay, so that looks okay to me. Now let's just select everything and let's go into UV editing mode. There's our wall, and if we go onto UVs, there's actually two Lightmaps. This one is not needed. Lightmap UVs, you see that this is how they normally look like, because these are modular pieces. These are actually 4 modular pieces, so they are separated like this, and that's why we have the seams, because the lighting goes across here and it gives those other effects. But now with this Lightmap select, also if you don't have a Lightmap like this and you want, you just create one and name it Lightmap. And now let's just unwrap, see what that gets us. Okay, it gets us this messed up little thingy because it's connected here and here, and basically it's connected everywhere. So I'll just do unwrap smart UV project, and island margin, let's just increase it by that much. And now we get this, now we get what we want basically. So if we select this face, this is basically, okay, let's turn this on so we can see better. So this face, this is basically this face, one face, and this is exactly what we want. And this is another face. So the grid in Unreal should cover this whole face without the breaks anywhere. And this is exactly what we want for our mesh. So let's just quickly export it, and gonna go desktop, wall 2, export, and just drop it here in Unreal. And now when you export, you will see this NWI fix for Lightmaps. What it means is you should tick it, because it means it lets you, it tells the engine not to auto create Lightmap UVs. So it will just import what we made in Blender. So just import it, open it up, and now this is our lighting challenge. This is like the normal, and this one is our Lightmaps that we just created. So it imported okay, but Unreal does a much better job of arranging the space, and you get better quality. So let's let Unreal do his thing. So generate Lightmaps UVs, click here, and for the sake of this tutorial I'm going to go 32. We're going to go even lower than needed. Why? Because we can. Okay, so click apply, and this will basically create another UV channel too, where Unreal will align these meshes for us. So here we set that we want that 32, and under coordinates index is where we set the second channel to use, this one. We basically tell him to use that channel, and we're ready to go. And let's bake our lighting and see what happens. Okay, there we go. No ugly seams. And this is like even lower density. If you check here, this is the 64 one and this is the 32 one. So basically we can go as low as we want because we've set up our light maps correctly. And now there are no seams anywhere to be seen. And this is basically how you fix this problem. Or you could just, if you have a problem in Unreal, you could try and do this. And let's just, you need to bump up this to, I don't know, 256 or 512. Let's do 512. And this will basically just increase the light map resolution, but that will also increase your file size. And if you have a lot of models and a lot of 512 textures, that can add up, and your map will be huge to download. So you see, big difference, and same quality. Alright, now let's go over how would you set this up in a real map where your wall covers a whole lot of areas, I mean different rooms and stuff. So we have here this main prison building, and this is one merge wall, and from the outside it's okay, I mean it's divided by these pillars, but when we go inside you will notice that it has a lot of small rooms, like this room right here. This is one, and if we go floor up there's another one, and all these little cells. So how do we divide this? It's really actually simple. So let's visualize it like this. This is one room, we just divide it by this side. So these walls should go something like this, and this little piece should go something like this, and the cells like this. So basically it's just dividing them where they are needed. You're telling the engine where is the edge of the wall, basically. And that's it. That wraps up the custom light maps video. I hope you understand what the light maps are for. I know I've had a hard time of figuring things out myself, but since there are no actual videos about it, so I hope this actually helps somebody, and enjoy. What can I say? See you later.